One day I found myself in need of a dry cleaning service. The place that came to the front of my mind when I thought about the task was located in a dying strip mall. I decided to go there since they were the closest, and why not? There was a front side of the strip mall with a few odd stores in it, and the dry cleaner was located off to the side, behind some other stores in a small little corner of the place where there was no other stores. I parked in the front and walked beside a long closed department store and then down to the side where the other one was located. In the bottom section of the mall, I passed what was once an arcade many years ago, now completely unrecognizable from its former life. Down there I also passed a store where I could see that shelves were still up and items still on the shelves, though they were all very decrepit by then, as water damage had claimed the sanctity of the time capsule. The dry cleaners was not all the way at the end of the mall, though pretty far down, and surrounded by the empty stores. When I had reached it, I figured that it might be closed as well. I grabbed the handle, half expecting it to catch the lock inside the door, forcing me to find business elsewhere. But it gave easily, and a cheery bell sounded my entrance into this business. The first part of the place was an actual store, with faded 70s-looking beauty products around me. There were displays for old makeup and hair dye, all covered in a layer of dust. I figured that the dry cleaners would be in the back of the store, so I kept walking into another room. This room was dark, and coming from the outside, I could hardly make out its shape, although I could tell that there were aisles like a traditional store, but there was not a light on inside, so I kept going to the next room. This was the dry cleaners, and I handed the clothes I wanted fixed to the old Russian lady standing behind the counter, alone in the old store. I turned around and began my exit, pausing in the dark room. Now that my eyes had adjusted to the dark space, I could see that the shelves carried supplies for building and maintaining various things. This room, fitting oddly with the other two businesses in this small store, was something of a hardware store. Suddenly I had the idea that I was working on an old bike back home, and I needed an odd-sized inner tube for its tire. I began to look at the shelves and found the exact thing that I needed, in yellowed plastic packaging. I purchased it at what must have been its original 1970s or earlier price. I left the store with my treasure and vowed to come back, not only for my dry cleaning, but also the interesting little oddity in the skeleton of what once was.